Welcome and thank you for joining us today for the Effective Budgeting webinar. My name is Ingrid and I am an employee of Costa Immigrant Services. Costa Immigrant Services is a community-based multicultural agency providing services to new Canadians and their families. Through its 17 centers throughout the Greater Toronto Area, Costa offers settlement, employment, language and skills training, housing, family, children and youth, seniors, women, and citizenship preparation. The Orientation to Ontario project is a bilingual project that assists newcomers who've chosen Ontario as their home. The project is funded by the Ministry of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, and by the Ministry of Citizenship, Immigration and International Trade. On today's agenda, we'll talk about budgets, creating your own budget, and the available resources through the Orientation to Ontario's website. Now, when you talk about a budget is in essence a document that you prepare that will help you to understand how the money that you earn or the money that you come in contact with is being spent. It is a tool that tells you the amount of money that you spent on a monthly basis or a weekly basis. It's a way to keep track of your money, a summary of your income and your expenses, and a plan that helps you manage your money. A plan to help you to plan for your future. Why is it important for you to create a budget? Many people go through life and they've never created a budget. But budgets are especially important when you live on a fixed income. It is a source of financial control, a way to assist you in paying your bills on time, to reduce money stress, and to save for medium or long-term goals. Let's take a look at creating your budget. Making your own budget is quite a feat in itself, but not so difficult to do. So the first thing that you would want to do is gather the following items. You want to gather the income that you earn from your place of work, the income that you get from any financial support, if you have any other sources outside of the money that you earn on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. You want to look at your savings, receipts and bills that you have paid, and the receipts for things that you have bought, and definitely take a look at your bank and credit statements. Step 2, you want to take a look at your income and your expenditure. List your monthly sources of income. Record the amount you receive from each source. And add all your monthly sources of income together. The next step is that you would like to create your expenses. Step 3, create your expenses. Create an income and expenditure sheet, fill in the expenses, estimate your variable expenses, and add seasonal spending. You want to also think about the things that you are doing every month. So for example, if you have to buy gifts or things for your children, divide the total yearly cost by 12 to get an average monthly amount and include that in your fixed expenses. Pay yourself first, so if you want to save towards a particular goal, take the total cost of your goal and divide it by the number of months that you want to save up for. Include that as fixed expenses in your budget. So for example, in a year and a half, you plan to buy a new computer. It will cost you $1,000. Divide 1,000 by 18 months and you'll get $55.56. That is your fixed monthly savings cost for your goal. Some savings tips. You can transfer the amounts for seasonal cost and savings goals out of your spending account in separate accounts if you do not want to spend that money that you're actually saving. Eventually, you will have a very big stash put away for the things that you want to save for. Next, we'll take a look at fixed expenses as opposed to variable expenses. So, your fixed expense costs are the same for every month. These bills cannot easily be changed and are usually paid on a regular basis, such as weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annually. You look at your rent, food and beverages, your car payment or transit costs, car insurance if you have a car, and health insurance if you do not get health insurance through the company or organization that you're employed with. Your variable expenses represents those daily spending decisions like eating at a restaurant, buying clothing, perhaps drinking at Starbucks or Tim Hortons, and playing a round of golf with your friends. Those are the extracurricular activities. Savings tips that you can think about. We talked about that a little bit earlier, and we cannot stress it enough. One of the best things for you to do when you think about, saving from a fixed income is to ensure that you transfer money out of the account that you use every day and just put that money away separately. We'll take a look at the worksheet that we have prepared for you. So, your monthly budget worksheet could look something like this. So, your net income from your employment that you earn, monthly allowances from family, friends, perhaps your spouse, if you're getting an extra amount of money there, and on any other sources of income, you want to include that. And that could be your total monthly income. And then you take a separate section and you plot in the expenses. So how much will I pay for my rent? You put it in the dollar column. How much will there be for my internet, my telephone, for my food, your living expenses, your clothing, your laundry, and all of that beautiful stuff. You take that and you put it away. You plot it into this chart here, this worksheet. And then you may want to take a look at transportation costs. Cost for transit, gas for your car if you do own one, and your car insurance as well. And you should never forget to factor in maintenance of your car. So for example, if every 3 months you have to change the oil in your car, you should budget that in. And of course, we cannot just go through life and not do anything fun. So if you're like me, you perhaps will do some eating out maybe once a month or every other week. Personal grooming, if you have to get your hair done, your nails done. That's something that you definitely should think about. And have a savings goal. So always think about how much can I save out of this. I know that sometimes it is difficult when you're on a fixed income and you have absolutely no way of, saving a lot, but even if you were to put $5 a month away, it would make a huge difference to your savings goal. So definitely think about doing that. Now we'll take a look at some budgeting strategies. There are several ways to maintain a budget. You could do it manually or you could do it online. For example, there are some budget worksheets like I've just showed you. You could go the old school way like my mother used to do. And you can get an envelope and take money out of your bank account and put that money away in your envelope. There are also honey jars that you can save $2 a day in your honey jar. And then you could also have a calendar that you write down the amount of money that you're opting to save on your calendar as you put that money away. Now, the envelopes, the jars, or the worksheet budgets are very good. You can label the jars, you can label the envelopes. A calendar, like I said, is a really good way to track the money coming in and going out. Write down the dates that you get the money and write out the dates when the bills are paid, and that will help you track your expenses. You can also do this by looking at your bank account if you pay for everything using your bank account. There are also some online budgeting tools. For example, there are some apps. There's Mint budgeting app, and the Mint budgeting app is one of the best ones that I have found so far. It takes no hassle out of making the budget. You don't necessarily have to do a budget on your own like we did with the worksheet. You connect to the Mint app to your bank account, and it will pull the details. It's a pretty secure app. You can go ahead, go to their website and take a look to see which one of these apps are useful. Go to the government's website, www.fcac-acfc.gc.ca, and you'll get a good sense. There's also Pocket Guard budgeting, and this app connects also directly to your bank account so that you can have access to your current transactions and account balance. The app shows you how much money is in your pocket now, your income, and how much you have to spend. The app analyzes your spending to identify recurrent payments that you need to plan for ahead of time. And there's also Good Budget. It's a digital envelope budget system that helps you manage your finances using the envelope method without actually carrying an envelope around. So definitely check out these apps if you are a big fan of using online tools to help you with your budgeting. Here are a few budgeting tips for you. Record what you spend. Even if you never choose to use an app, you can absolutely just record it. Organize your financial records. Use your bank to help you budget your money. Include debt and savings in your budget. And plan for change. Anything can happen, and this will throw you off kilter. So definitely plan for anything that could pop up that will change the way in which your money is spent. If you organize yourself, for example, your financial records, you review them, it will help to reduce your stress, and you can keep all your financial documents in a binder or a set of folders where you organize your bills, for example, your tax documents if you're paying taxes, and things like that. So absolutely, definitely take a look at all of these things that we're showing you. You'll find that it will be quite useful for you. Here are some goal setting tips that we have created for you as well. Create and use a budget system. You can calculate, these will be your tasks, so you calculate your total income minus my total fixed expenses to identify the amount of money I have remaining each month. So these are your goal settings. So your goal would be to create and use a budget system. How do you do that? You write it down. You're going to calculate your total income and subtract your total fixed expenses to identify the amount of money that you have remaining at the end of the month. And then you'll allocate a weekly personal spending allowance. Cash only. Do not go into your bank account for that. And then you have a timeline. So by when are you going to create this budget system? By the end of the week? Is it going to be bi-weekly? When will you create this? And here are some available resources that we do have for you. You can take a look at the Orientation to Ontario's website, where you will be able to look at our pre-arrival resources, our post-arrival resources, and learn a little bit more about the way that the website can help you. So whether you currently live here in Ontario or you are thinking about moving here to Ontario, you will absolutely be able to take a look at ways in which you will be helped and supported. We have a workbook. Our workbook is in Arabic, Punjabi, Russian, Chinese, Tagalog, just to name a few of the languages. We also have a handbook in English and French, and these are accessible through our website if you are not in Canada. If you are outside of Canada, you can absolutely download these. If you are here and you attend one of our workshops, you will be able to have access to one of these books. You can take a look at the settlement plan that we do have there for you. For example, here we're showing you the money and personal finances settlement plan. You access that through our website, and you can go ahead and plan for your personal finances. Here are some of the workshops that we have available once you're here in Canada. These are offered through various different settlement agencies that have partnered with us. And so once you go on the website, you will be able to access the settlement development agency that is closest to you. You can book, schedule yourself for any one of these workshops and visit. You will absolutely love it because you will be able to communicate with other newcomers as well as speak with a settlement agency, a settlement worker. We have Orientation to Ontario fact sheets. You can access these as well by sending us an email, and they will be posted on our website very soon. And we have some upcoming webinars, for example, Living in Canada and Ontario, Housing and Transportation, Education and Training, and Business and Self-Employment. To contact us, you may do so at www.settlement.org or www.establishment.org/020 if you are a French-speaking person and you'd like to access our information in French. You can send us an email at 020@costi.org, or you can call us at 1-855-626-0002. I hope you've enjoyed our webinar today and found it insightful and useful. Please do feel free to contact us by sending us an email or call us at 1-855-626-0002. Thank you.